Hey everybody, my name is Tricia Williams, and the purpose of this video is to basically introduce myself and explain to you our story, myself and Orrazze's story, and why we came, or how necessarily we came to the point of starting a GoFundMe. Um, if you've read my post on Facebook or any of my messages, you know that this wasn't a decision that we took lightly. This, is not something that we ever thought that we would find ourselves in a position to do. We're hardworking people. It's just life has hit us with a lot of stuff lately, medically, and there are necessary procedures that basically need to be done. But I just wanted to basically do this from my Avon office because I know that there's so many scams going on out here. I've actually had somebody try to scam us already, which is really sad, and it shame on them. That's all I'm going to say. Because to take advantage of somebody that's in a position and kind of already let their guard down and humbled themselves to ask for help is really, it's just sad, and it's disheartening that there are people out there like that. But nevertheless, again, my name is Tricia Williams. This is my business card. I am an Avon lady from Greenville, South Carolina. I do have some of our recent incentive posters behind me. Above my desk are some of my actual team trophies and personal trophies from last year's President's Club Gala. And you can see I got a couple baskets back here. That's kind of what I like to do. Love to make baskets, like to get myself out there. So this is an impromptu video, so I apologize if I say hopefully I might be a little entertaining, so might not lose your attention. But I just kind of wanted to give you our background. So Orrazze and I met about a year and a half ago. We both met after going through some really difficult relationships. We both went through very, very similar things. I dealt with some infidelity with my husband at the time. Just a lot of different things went on in our lives, but we were fighters. And so, we met by chance, and we got together, and from there we have worked to build something together. Now, he has had some already existing health issues. He has epilepsy, so he does have seizures from time to time, which were very scary for me to see at first, because I had never encountered anything like that, not personally. Now, I have seen that, from the outside with others, but never, woke up next to someone that was actually having a seizure. So, it's been a learning experience on both of our ends. But in this short amount of time that we've been together, he already had one surgery last year, which, was a procedure for his shoulder, and to go in and operate on his stomach as well. And over the past year, he had been, complaining of abdominal pain, things of that nature. And, the doctors kept saying, it's just regular pain, because, let me rewind and tell you why he has abdominal problems. He was actually a robbery and shooting victim in 2015. So it was a close range shot. Basically, he is missing several organs. But he is a trooper. This man has worked since well before I knew him, but definitely since I've known him. He has been a stand-up guy. He has worked. He was receiving a small disability check, but that's not enough to pay bills, and so, he took it upon himself to continue working. And guess what? When you're working, the government's not going to give you anything. So, little by little that went away. Um, Also, because he has epilepsy, there have been times where he has had to call EMS in the past. EMS has had to take him to, come to help him out or take him to the hospital. So last year, Greenville, the Greenville, the ambulance company. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, y'all. But basically, they caught up with him, and they garnished his wages from his job. This was for 2 different ambulance rides. I had no idea that they could do that. I understand that there are a lot of people that are out there that take advantage of different systems and run up bills. But when you're talking about an ambulance bill, this was not something. He didn't call the ambulance, and I understand it's a bill that needs to be paid. But basically, I'm just telling you that so that you understand this has been something that we've been fighting through for a while. So that was fine. He's a fighter. I'm a fighter. We both hustle, work 9 to 5s. I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I also, work my Avon business. I'm also a team leader with, I think at this point, about 138 representatives nationwide. I've also recently joined the Elite Diamond Divas Auto Club, and I'm their business manager. So, we're trying to get that off the ground and doing a lot of planning. So there's a lot of work that goes into some of these things. So, we struggled through that at the end of last year. We still, we provided a wonderful Christmas for our family and our blended family of children. He has a little girl that's 2, as well as a son that's 8, and I have a 24-year-old daughter. And, we just wanted to make sure that our friends and family had a wonderful Christmas. We were able to share, basically our first real Christmas together. And so, it was great. After that, we found a new house because, the house that we were living in, it carried memories. And we were looking for something with more room so that the kids had room to play. If my daughter, for some reason, needed to come home, she would have, room to come. And, everybody just has their own space, and I would have my own office as my Avon business is growing. So, everything was on track, even though we were fighting over that, trying to jump those hurdles over the, the garnishment. It was all good because we're fighters and we're able to make that money. So that's not a problem. So, we ended up, like I said, we found a house. We moved into the house. Now, of course, the mortgage jump versus, the old home, which was okay, and that was fine because these are things that we plan for. I'm a plan person, anybody that knows me. I don't like to put myself out there. I don't, only time I fly by the seat of my pants was when I'm making live videos or doing something like that. So, everything was planned for. I personally have been going through a program since last year at Bariatric Solutions here in Greenville, South Carolina, because I basically, after talking with my doctor, bariatric surgery seemed to be my last option. I've tried different diets, done the gym, things like that, but I have a lot of, medical issues that cause me a lot of pain. I have herniated discs in my back, degenerative disc disease as well. Got old Arthur in different joints. I do have a blown knee. I have cartilage damage in my other knee. I'm struggling through a lot of swelling in my left ankle right now, which these things make it really difficult to walk. And anybody that knows me knows I'm a goer. So, when I do events on the weekends, or I go out, I kind of, I pay the price for it later on, and he pays the price for it too, because then he's got to deal with me and try to rub me down like the old lady I am, and make me comfortable. But I'm grateful for that. So, I've been going through this program, and then within the last couple of months, I found out that I do have severe sleep apnea as well. I've been struggling with sleep for quite a while now, and not being able to get to sleep. I run off maybe 3 hours of sleep sometimes, and it makes it difficult to go to work and give your all. Do that during the day. Come home, take care of a house, and also run your personal business. So, it's been difficult, but again, you'll keep hearing me say this. We're fighters, and I don't give up. So do what I got to do. But in finding that out, I also found out that I have asthma. So I've been having a really hard time, especially in the last few weeks, kind of breathing in the middle of the night. I'll get up, kind of coughing and choking. I thought I was getting sick last week, and I got up hacking, and I scavenging for a cough drop or whatnot, and I couldn't find a cough drop. So I found a glass of, I went and got some ice, and I figured, well, okay, I'll let some ice melt in my throat. Maybe that'll be all right. And that just didn't seem to do it. So I grabbed my inhaler, took a couple puffs. Guess what? That helped. So I can tell where the asthma and stuff like that is starting to really affect me. I've never been a small girl, so the weight that I've carried is definitely, it's causing a lot of problems. And I opted for this surgery against my daughter's wishes. My daughter actually was not the main supporter in this because she's afraid that something will happen to me. But what I am afraid of is that if I don't do this, I'm not going to be here to see her next 24 years. So anyway, knowing how things are affecting me now leaves me in a position where I received a surgery date of April 2nd. I received that 2 weeks ago. And then after that, last week, Raz finally got back into the doctor that had done his initial surgery. And, basically, bottom line is they had done an MRI, and they told him he has to have surgery as well. But this was not something that they could dilly-dally around with. They could not put it off. It needed to be done as soon as they could get him in. And as soon as they could get him in, it's March 6th. So, that is this coming Wednesday. So, him being the man that he is and wanting to provide and wanting to make sure that everything, I'm sorry, y'all, is set up. He pushed to get my car done. He had been promising that he would make my car. I want my Avon car. And so last week, Friday, I had my car. He painted it, and I'm so grateful. So anyway, in the midst of that, he's taken on a lot of other, mechanic jobs, different stuff like that. Excuse me, y'all. Taking on a lot of other jobs and things of that nature. He's actually painting a car right now. He's not even home because he's trying to fit in as much as he can by Wednesday. But we're kind of running out of time. So needless to say, when I go out of work on April 2nd, I do have short-term disability at my job. However, anybody that knows about short-term disability knows that you only receive 60% of your wages. So that's going to be a struggle. But we were going to be okay. The problem lies, his surgery is going to require him to be out of work for 3 months. So there is not an option for him to, him being a man and the man that he is, he's saying, hey, them doctors don't know anything. I'm going back to work in 2 weeks. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because they have already been explicit with him regarding his surgery that they can't keep cutting on him. He's had too many surgeries. They can't keep doing this. And his skin is thin. So what they're basically, what we found out with his surgery and why it is necessary for it to be done is the mesh that they put into his stomach when he was shot is coming apart. It's coming apart from his stomach, from the walls. Also, He had been complaining about a hard piece in his upper abdominal area, and come to find out what that is it's scar tissue that has calcified and basically become bone. So they are going to have to remove that. If they don't remove it and it pierces the mesh, his intestines would be exposed and he could die. So he also, a lot of the pain that he's been having and he's worked through, like the trooper that he is he has fluid built up in the muscle, and that fluid is infected. So they are going to have to go in and they have to drain that as well. And from my understanding, they're going to put a port in so that they have to, if that builds up again and they have to go in and drain it, they can access it easier. So that's kind of, it's wild. It's a lot. And so, also, part of the thing that's thrown a monkey wrench in our plans is, I was starting this journey and we're looking at my obligation of my surgery prior to my insurance picking up. I got the numbers based on 2018. Which at that point, when the center had ran my insurance and things of that nature, I had already met my deductible for last year. Anybody that checks the calendar knows we're in 2019 now. So my deductibles haven't been met this year. So now we're looking at more money out of pocket. And not only that, but we're looking at no time for this to happen. He had initially planned on working his butt off and taking on all of this extra work that he's already doing. He was already going to do that and continue doing that through the month of March to help me take care of all of these fees, because he's been one of my biggest supporters. And what means so much is that I haven't felt supported like this in a long time. And for him to say, he loves me how I am, regardless of whether I lose weight or not. I mean, it means a lot. Of course, I'd love to fit into my clothes better, but honestly, I just want to live longer, and I don't want to live with all this pain. So, I feel like both of us have overcome so many things in our lives that when we got together and we're at a point where we're stable and we're happy. We brought our families together, and he's everything I've been needing. I'm everything he's been needing, and I just, everybody wants our happy ending. We just need some more time. And I'm sorry for falling apart on everybody. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I just wanted to take this time to share with you our story, so that we are real people. And we appreciate anything. If you can't make a contribution, that's fine. If you could share this story with other people that may be able to help, we would so appreciate it. If you could offer prayers, anything is appreciated. You have no idea. But I will close this. I don't want to hold you forever. And I'm sorry again for falling apart. But I just wanted to convey to you guys how important this is to us, and how much he means to me, and how much our life as we know it means to both of us. We're not ready to leave our kids yet. Neither one of us. We're not ready to leave this world yet. I'm a little older than him. Some people call me a cougar. I gotta say that to laugh. But seriously, we're just, we need some more time, but we do need your help. So just know anything you can do is greatly appreciated, and you have our gratitude. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our story.